So, hello everyone. Welcome back to another edition of the Velvet Lounge Life. And yes, you are looking at the progress that I've made thus far with our Charmstring project. So this is our worldwide community button Charmstring project for 2020. And for every single one of you that has donated buttons, you have made this possible. Without you, there's no way in the world I could have done this because I never would have had enough buttons, first of all. Secondly, I wouldn't have, I think I would have had the motivation, but it gave me more of a purpose for doing it. So I just want to thank every single one of you, and I will be naming some of you in this video, as well as telling everyone else how they can participate if they so desire. So let's get down to business right now. So you can see I have this long banner over here. Yes, it says the Velvet Lounge Life on it. Apologies for my horrible camera work as usual. And I have the measuring tape pulled out at 3 feet. So as you can see, this is more than 3 feet across, and it is coiled up like a cobra ready to strike. As you can tell, I am more than slightly excited about this because, wow, I foresaw the project, I envisioned it, but when you actually touch it, see it in person, see how gigantic it is pretty cool. And also one of my favorite ways to display my charm strings, and you're going to see our dog Maya. She's my inspector. She had to make sure that my quality was good on my work. When you display these in a coil, I don't know, there's just something about it. It makes it, just easier to, first of all, display just because it takes up less room than if I had pulled this out and made rows with it. Also, it allows you to make a larger charm string because you do have more space to store it. Also, it just looks so impressive when it's coiled around like this. And I think, as far as for displaying the buttons and the bits and bobs, it may not be the best way to do that, to see every single button, every single bit and bob, but hey, it still works. And with all of my charm strings, they're always touchable. So if someone actually went up and touched one, I have no issues with that, or they want to, twist a button or a bit or bob around so they could get a better view of it. I actually encourage that because these are supposed to be conversation pieces after all. So one of the things we're going to talk about is how long is it? How many feet long is this? So you have sort of a guide looking at this tape measure, which is pulled out at 3 feet. And you also, can see, I kind of went around, not up close and personal yet, but we will do some close-ups in a minute. And in the comments, just type in a 2-digit number as to how long you believe this is. And by the time I tell you what the measurement is, hopefully you already typed in your number. So you can be this is an interactive experience. So I want you guys to really get involved, and that's one quick way, is just give a guess. And at the end, not even at the end, but before the end of the video, I will tell you how long it is. And yes, just to give you another clue, it is not complete. I still have many more feet that I need to add to this. So those are all of your clues. So before I go on, one of the things I want to do is actually call out several people and send them virtual hugs of appreciation for their donations of buttons, bits, and bobs to this worldwide tribute Charmstring button project. And we had a recent person that sent buttons to us from Pasadena, California. Her name is Carolyn, and if that's incorrect, I'm going to correct that in the description of the video and in the comments. I will have a list of people there that I'm recognizing for their contributions. Also, I have Dixie Jill from Louisiana. I can't wait until things have cleared up enough so that we can make a visit and hopefully get together and have lunch in the Big Easy. Tony, who is from California. Cheryl, who is from Alaska and has donated a couple times so far. So thank you so much from the big freeze up there. And hopefully one day we might get out there for a visit. Mrs. Smallwood of Alabama has my heart. Suzy from Arizona, one of my pen pal friends, who is just such an amazing lady, and I send a great big hello to her granddaughter as well. She's probably babysitting her right now. Pat from Florida, who is also a really super awesome lady, and I believe she's from the Orlando area, and hopefully everything is going well for you and you guys are being safe and sound. I send you my absolute best. She's such a sweet, sweet woman. And Susan from Washington, I have been blessed to meet so many very cool people due to the button videos that I produce, that I have a new series that's going to be coming up later on. And I'm going to start it before I finish this project, believe it or not, with everything else I have going on. And it's going to be dedicated to all of you on this list. And Susan, she sends me some of the prettiest buttons, some of my wish list buttons, so I'm so thankful for that. E.T.L, which is in Toronto. This is a individual who just wanted initials. They're in Toronto, Canada. Thank you so much. You are our first and thus far only international donator, but thank you, thank you, thank you. We love Toronto. Can't wait to get back up there. Daisy from Connecticut, who is a super incredibly smart individual, highly talented and gifted. Thank you so much. Giles from Connecticut. He is an amazing fellow, and he is such a dedicated individual, and he really is supportive of, great projects and just a really generous person. Maureen from Connecticut as well. And she's also a very nice person, been a supporter for decades at this point. And we want to thank her as well and wish her luck on her move to New Hampshire. So thus far, those are the people that have contributed to this project. And I just want to make sure that I know I sent cards to people and things like that, but I also wanted to verbally just let you know how I feel about you and let you know how amazing you are. So times when you think that this world is like trash, or that, the folks that are supposed to protect us and are our elected upper echelon leader and not really doing the job, you have to remember that we, in many cases as individuals, are much, much better than those people, and that there are definitely great and good people in the world, even if their face isn't splattered all over a television screen or Twitter. So thank you guys so much. Much appreciated. Can't say it enough. And let's go on and talk about the measurements, because by now you should have typed down below in the comments what you think the measurements are. And I will look at the timing to see how many people guessed before I give you the number. So far, this project is 33 and 33 feet 2 inches long. 33 feet. That is incredible. And the fact that, of course, as you know, it is not finished. I have, as you can tell from the number, many, many, many more feet to add to this. And I actually ordered some new wire and am going to be actively back in the fray as far as, getting this project. My hope, I know I gave myself a date of December 23rd, I believe it is. But my hope is honestly, maybe if we all really pull together and people hopefully can donate more buttons to the project as well as little bits and bobs, maybe it could be done by Thanksgiving or before or maybe after Thanksgiving. But let's look at Thanksgiving. I mean, I believe in exceeding expectations. We do have the opportunity to do that. So without further ado, I'm going to give you a much closer look at this and show you some of the things that are attached to this beautiful charm string. So first of all, I decided to dedicate a section of this to the Waterbury Button Company. So I have a relatively long piece here that is dedicated to that because obviously along with the donated buttons, bits and bobs, I've gone through my entire collection and took out every single thing that could be used for this project, and it's definitely in there. The only thing is, I think as far as like the Waterbury Button Company section of it, which is a pretty long section, I'm not going to add more of these because obviously that's not the point. It's not all about those. But remember, if you guys want to trade some of your buttons for buttons that are similar to this, then let me know and I will gladly send you some of my Waterbury Button Company buttons. And if you send me, I'm just making up numbers, 100 of your buttons, I don't know how many of mine I'll send you, but I'll send you as many as I can. And yes, if for example, if you receive this button, you'll probably receive 6 to 8 of them or 5 or 6 of these. I don't know what the numbers will be, but I will send you a nice variety and a good number so that you can also have some duplicates to use for other projects and things. And I've already had the opportunity to do that with one of you guys where we traded, and I believe it was Suzy who has donated many, many times and just sent me gifts of buttons many, many times over this last year or so that I've been doing this. I feel like it's been longer than a year, but I don't know if that's accurate. Oh my God, she's so amazing. I really can't say enough about her. And sometimes you're like, wow, if we lived closer together, would we have been friends? Would we have, we have this common interest, so hopefully we would go to button shows together, stuff like that. I feel that way about several of you guys, but maybe fate allowed what was supposed to be. And if we had known each other, like lived closer together, so we could maybe, who knows? I think that the relationships are what they're supposed to be right now, and I'm very thankful for them. So this is what I'm calling an anchor point. And what I need to do, obviously, and I told you guys in a previous video, is I couldn't do all of this just in one big piece or double strand, I should say, of wire. I had to do it in sections. So I've been doing it in sections of about anywhere from like 3 to 4 or 5 feet. And then I anchor the pieces together. So that's what this is. This is an end for me to anchor onto. But as you can see, there's all sorts of buttons on here. And what I probably should have done is picked out, like, this is from a chandelier, a red chandelier crystal. I don't know how well you can see that. It's a little bit better maybe. There you go, a red chandelier crystal. Some beautiful, beautiful buttons that people have donated are part of this as well. So there's buttons of glass, of metal. I also added, this is when used for threading a needle. I'm sure everybody probably knows what that is. And I had one in red. Actually, I had a couple, so hey, I decided to attach it. Some of the keys, and probably showing up backwards because the words get flipped when, oh, there you go. I think that might be frontwards on camera, but yes, those beautiful keys that were sent to me by Miss Suzy. Beautiful metal button. It's a brass button, actually. And let's see what else I can show you here. I'm just trying to pick out some interesting things. Oh, this is super interesting. This little sort of, I'm calling it, it's like wood, but then it has this like cartouche in the center. And let me see if I can make this larger. There you go, that's better for you. And it has like Asian figures in it. And there, I have a few of these, so those were attached. Look at this. This button is highly unusual, and I don't know if this is a bob or a button. Let me look. I think, no, that's a bob. And people know, I got that phrase, the bobs, from the English, the people in the UK. When they have just little miscellaneous things, they call them bits and bobs. And because I watch a lot of, and I found out that Suzy and I both love mudlarking videos. Yeah, that's probably where I got that phrase from. And this metal disc, it's actually from a company in Chicago, Illinois. And this is what you would add to a 45 record so that you could play it on your record player. Try to push parts of this out of the way. I'm telling you guys, it's huge. Pull more of it up here. And a nice, beautiful button pile. And let's see. Oh, here's another one of those pretty Asian cartouches on wood. And I think you've seen this one in a previous video. Sterling silver heart with black rhinestones. This is a really cool reverse painted button. And as you could tell, some of the buttons are not in perfect condition. That's fine for this project. And this is a little suitcase. It actually opens and closes, so I put 2 cloth buttons there. Hey, you have to have fun wherever you can have fun. Let's see what else I can show you that's interesting. And look at this one with a beautiful, like giant rhinestone in the center, as well as like on the edges, there are some white ones. Absolutely stunner, and it's metal. This is a fun bob, isn't it? Look, it's a boot and came straight out of Arizona. And we have this houndstooth fabric button. This, I don't know why, but I do have some Victorian buttons, but this is my favorite fabric button on this project, as well as the gingham one right next to it. Vintage military brass, and yes, my dog might walk back through the pile of buttons, you guys. And the white one that you see right here is made of pearl, as well as the one on the other side. This is also one that's made of brass. Yes, that is a broken lady's wristwatch face. As I told you, bits and bobs. And this is a really cool button. It's made of plastic. Like I said, there's a little bit of everything on here. And here's another little critter. It's kind of cute. I think it's maybe a donkey, but I'm not sure. And just for like a minute, I'm just going to sort of scroll through these. There's no way I can show you everything. I've skipped the majority of this, of course, because we'd be doing this for, I don't know, an hour or more. And so this, like I said, is really just a video to bring you up to date with where I am and the measurement. So I am going to not show you every single button on here. Like I said, I only showed you a few, and you could tell there has to be thousands. One of the things I was going to do, and I still might do, but I'm not sure about this might be a change to my rules, is to count how many buttons, bits, and bobs are on this charm string. I don't know if I'm going to do that, honestly, ever, because I was trying to do it as I went along, and due to a few issues in the beginning of the project, that just became like ridiculous because I had to recount over again because of restarts, etc. But so one of the things I am going to be doing, in trying to do it, I'm going to say once every week or once every 2 weeks, is going into what, first of all, types of buttons there are out there. There are a lot of people who contact me because they want to know what they have, or they want to know if I know about this particular era or another particular era. And I know a lot, but I don't know everything. I always say, tell you up front, there's lots of resources out there. Are they sometimes hard to access? Yes. But when you come to my channel here, what I try to do is just give you the information. A lot of people are like, at the end of the video, now you can, send me $9.99 to buy my book or whatever. And with me, you don't need to do that. I will just share the knowledge if I have it. And I'm sorry, I know this is but this purple cloth crocheted button is to die for. I just had to point that out. But what I'm going to do is by button type, I am going to, as I stated, talk about buttons. I see a button in this picture right now that I selected a list of 15 topics just to let you know. But this is a Colt firearms button, for example. So just giving you an example, one of the button subjects I'm going to cover in a video will be Colt buttons. What I will do is share with you some of the buttons from my own collection, as well as other buttons I have found from other resources, or I used to own, but maybe don't own anymore. And if you have a button category you would like me to cover, let me know. But like I said, it'll be like a 15-part series. And just to give you a little preview of some of the subjects, besides Colt, I am going to talk about moon glow buttons, mirror backs, steel cuts, the list, honestly, cloth buttons, the list goes on and on. So in a 15-minute or so video, you will basically have information about that one type of button. So if you have a button category or type you would like me to cover, please leave a comment down below, and I will first of all see if it's already on my list, and if not, and if I have enough reference material, I will add that to the 15-part series, so maybe it becomes a 20-part series, who knows. But I would like to thank you all for tuning in, and I'm going to give you a shot outside of our window so you can see what a New England beautiful crispy fall day looks like, especially when several of the leaves have fallen off the trees. We do still have like foliage color changes going on, but several trees have lost their leaves.